Hi, I'm Katie Moonstone. Welcome back. If you guys would all just take a minute, I'm going to clear the air in our heart spaces at this time. Woo! How is everybody doing today? Sorry I did not put this out sooner, but I had a family emergency that we had to tend to. This week is going to be very interesting. And it already has started out to be interesting for us. So this reading is going to be for the week because I have no idea what this week is going to bring me. So I wanted to make sure everybody got like a heads up because this is going to be a very interesting week. This reading is for the week of August 17th through the 23rd. Okay, and I know that I'm putting this out now, but again, energy moves and flows, right? So we're going to carry, this week is going to carry like a heavy sudden weight, like a heavy hidden weight is what I wanted to say. So something might happen suddenly. I know it did for us. And this is going to be an energy shift that is not going to wait for you to be ready. So get ready, stand by, get ready to be ready basically this week. If you are aligned and in tune with this energy this week, you're going to move further and faster than ever before. Not ever before, but more than in the last 3 months combined, actually. So you might get like quantum jumping into a new timeline, and things might happen faster than it did 3 months ago. Okay, so also, this could be a good thing, but this could also be a bad thing. So depending on what you have aligned yourself with, you're either going to get good things 3 months faster or bad things 3 months faster, right? So anyways, the moon is going to conjunct in Venus this week. This means for the people who had to step up, your energy is going to cause a visibility that others are going to stare at you because you're going to show them what's missing in them this week. When you walk with this type of light, with this type of, let's say, confidence, notice how people react to you, okay? This is going to give you spiritual clarity this week that you cannot hide anymore. That those that have been trying to stay, let's say, in hermit mode and trying to hide themselves or try to stay small, you will no longer be allowed to do that because the universe is no longer going to allow you to do that, okay? So time's up. You've been warned. On August 20th, a test of vanity comes in due to the moon conjuncting of Venus. Vanity is the easiest chain to wear, but the hardest chain to break. When the moon meets Venus, remember the planet of Venus is the planet of charm, beauty, and approval. The moon is going to have you question your own worth this week. So especially on the 20th or on or around the 20th. So do not be trapped by your own insecurities that day. Don't start thinking, oh my God, do these people like me? Am I even good enough? Yes, you are good enough. You're perfect just the way you are. Remember this on the 20th, okay? I want you to write it down. What shines within can never be dimmed, all right? What shines within can never be dimmed. And it can never be dimmed by the opinions of others. Keep that in mind all day on or around the 20th. Do not play into the roles others want you to play this week, so be careful of manipulation. This is where you must show your own authenticity. So who are you? And the universe wants you to know, wants you to show people, who are you? It's time. This is, are you going to be authentic? Or do you just want the approval of others? Do you want to be yourself? Or do you want to just please everyone? Venus, because you can't have both on this week, basically is what the universe is saying. Venus can dazzle, but on this day and around this week, it will also be deceiving. Your worth is not dependent on the other's opinion. So that will be your major lesson, especially if you're one of those who are a people pleaser or try to keep the peace. You're gonna have a struggle, okay? This whole week is basically a week of spiritual battles. So as above, as so below. Basically the air. We've been having air quality issues here. You might be around in your area. We live in the mitten, so just be careful, because as above, so below. What happens in the spiritual world is happening here on earth, right? What's happening inside of you is going to reflect in your outer world as well. So what did Jesus say? You're going to have Jesus moments all this week, okay? And we all have a Judas upon us. So just keep that in the back of your head this week as you move forward this week, okay? Jesus has said, shine your light. Shine your light. Love yourself. Love others. Love your neighbor. If they hit you in the cheek, turn the other cheek and let them do it. And there will be a reason for this, and you're going to see it this week, I promise you, because I've already seen it as of yesterday and today. So this energy was already in motion. Well, I did say it was the 17th. Today is the 18th. So yeah, this energy started on the 17th. Again, I'm sorry that I'm behind a day posting this. We had a family emergency with my young one. So he is okay and he is stable. Yay, God is great. Anyways, many of you are going to be carried to your path very quietly, or many of you have been doing that. And you've been unnoticed by others. So God purposely hid a lot of us. I know, like in the last few years, I have been like a homebody, and that's not normally me. I like to be adventurous. I like to travel, all around the world, and meet people, and you go to other cities. And in the last few years, God purposely hid me. And the more I tried to go out and, let's say, travel or do something, I got my money taken away, whatever, so I couldn't travel. Remember, things always happen for a reason, and you will get your aha moments, okay, especially this week, okay? So, and I know I already have had a lot of aha moments, not even just this week, just in the past few weeks. So, God, Jesus, universe, Allah, whatever it is that you want to say. Basically, what they are saying this week is the heavens is calling, and it's time to step up. You now have to shine. You walk through years where your present felt invisible. This week, the universe, God, Jesus, Allah, whatever you want to call it, no more. You will be seen, and God is setting the table right now. This is the week, okay? Your uniqueness will be remembered. Your energy will leave a mark on everybody that you have touched. And the ones that you have touched and done you wrong, they will be haunted by this. This is your destiny. This is why you've carried such a heavy burden. This is why you probably don't have many friends. You have a very small circle. You might live alone. You might have a lot of people that attack you. That's my whole life right there. Your uniqueness will be remembered, and your energy has already left a mark, but your energy now is going to leave marks on those that cross your path in the past and right now in the present of this week, okay? Venus is going to be tempting you, but Mercury is going to be stirring up conversations, especially in the background, because why? The moon is passing through all of these planets, okay, to reveal what's hidden, okay? So there's going to be a lot of conversations in the background that you don't even know about. They're hidden, right? This is Mercury and the moon meeting. And so this week, shine. And if you call yourselves a special, unique name, like, hey, you're a chosen one, you're a light worker, a star seed, an indigo kid, child, rainbow child. I mean, everyone's got, whatever it is that you label yourself. I technically don't even do the labels, if you call yourself an earth angel, whatever it is that you call yourself, or you try to identify yourself, with whatever energy you bring, a grid worker, I know there's a ton more 144s. There's a ton of names out there. You are going to be magnified and you are going to be broadcasted, because your role that you carried in silence will echo outwards, as within, so without, from this day forward, okay? You will not be ignored anymore. Remember, what others start to follow you, others are going to feel. So when others start to follow you, you're going to start getting like a little following of people, especially if you're one of these people that have been called and you've been carrying this heavy burden, you know, a long time or your whole life, you know who you are. If you're a healer of any sort, a truth speaker, you have carried something that you've kind of hidden from the world because you were afraid other people are going to judge you, you know, so you kept it silent because you had to. That was the mark, right? Anyways, you are going to start getting people to follow you and notice you. And those others, you're going to have like, there's going to be like a divide, okay? You're either going to have people that are going to start following you or calling you up, or, you know, like wanting to hang out with you for some reason, but they can't figure out why. And then you're going to have others very threatened by you. You might even have others defending you in the background that you don't even know about, and that because other people are threatened by you, okay? So expect mixed reactions. And because of all of this, God is literally rewarding those who have been struggling with this, let's say, special gift that we've been carrying, okay? So basically what's happening this week is that the world is finally catching up to who you are. And now people are opening their eyes and ready to see it, okay? Your energy is too expensive to be ignored. The weight of your presence is going to shape what comes next, especially as we all move into the next, you know, we're still transitioning into this new era. So changes don't happen overnight, right? So this is the cosmos basically admitting that they have overlooked you for far too long. The cosmos have, you know, are basically telling these people, look, you've been overlooking, let's say, this girl or that person for far too long. And now Saturn is coming in to say, karma. So my little friends out there that have been carrying something and you've been keeping it quiet, shine and let your freak flag fly, babies. Because this is your week. Someone now is going to appear this week in your life that is going to be living the life that you almost had. This will be strange. This is basically a mirror reversal effect that's going to take place. This will leave a mark you cannot unsee. I've already had that happen. I've had that many times happen throughout my life. So basically what's happening is that the timelines are merging and bending. So it's showing you, here are the choices that you made and here's what you left behind, okay? So this might stir up some emotions. Basically, you're going to see yourself in another person that you almost, like, they're living the life that you almost chose, basically. It might be good and it might be bad. And it is not random. There is a reason behind this. For me, it's always been a good thing. Like, oh my God, I'm so glad I didn't like marry that person, because I would have ended up, you know, barefoot and pregnant, and he, you know, that person was in jail. That actually, because I said it like that, that actually did happen to me. And the energy this week is bending the timelines, pulling forward the shadows of the lives you escaped. For me this week, like I said, it's always been a really good thing, but just know what happens is that you will hear your higher self say, that could have been me, you know? Get ready for some more weirdness. This is the show. This is to show you what you almost became, okay? And when you see that, you're gonna be like, oh my God, I'm so glad I didn't do Again, like I said, it happened to me several times throughout my life, and I've already been seeing it this week. There was one guy that I actually almost married. And I knew, I just had a bad feeling. So I gave the ring back. We parted ways. I didn't screw him over or nothing. We weren't bad like that. He was actually always very nice to me, but I just had a vision one time. And like I said, I walk on a divine path. So if the divine tells me I need to walk away from somebody, I always listen. So I gave the ring back, and a couple days before, once I got into the military, I got a letter in the mail, and back then we didn't have cell phones or anything. I got a letter in the mail and a newspaper clipping. Yes, we had newspapers back then. Now I'm showing my age. And he went to jail, but he abused and beat up his wife and left, when he went to jail, he left behind 6 kids. So she was barefoot and pregnant and had to raise these babies by herself. And obviously, my prayers go out to her, because she took over the life that I did not choose. That could have been me laying up in the hospital room or almost dead. I've had a few guys. I've escaped of quite a few abusive relationships, and myself, I have also entered new ones throughout my life. We all have gone through that. Or I had I left a job because I didn't want to live that lifestyle anymore. That happened to me about 3-4 years ago. I didn't want to be in that lifestyle anymore because I knew where I was headed, and did a lot of people get upset with me? Oh, you better believe it. But then something comes up, and this person, and then I see it, and I'm like, I made the right choice. So it's to show you what you almost became. You will also understand deeply why you left that behind. It could be a job, a lifestyle, or a person, but this will close the old chapter of you so that your energy can move forwards, because we are not meant to move backwards in life. People who can't let go of their past, you're putting way too much energy in your past. The past is gone. You can't get that back. You are only promised to move forward. So the universe is forcing people right now to let go of their past, because there's a whole nother future that's going to be better and brighter. Because you've already experienced all these, the peoples, and a lot of the good people that in your past, you just carry it forward, kind of like passing it off to someone else. Anyways, this is so that your energy can move forwards and not backwards, and it will move without confusion or regret, okay? This is about finally admitting that the path is not yours, because now you're a new you, okay? So yay, but the catch, the mirror reversal effects, remember, it works both ways. If you're looking at them thinking, oh my God, I almost had that life, thank God I escaped it, they're looking at you too. I should escape that, and I need to be there, okay? You will give the other person a deep sense of awareness, and that they are seeing the life they did not choose, okay? The loop, then what happens, because when you're in a timeline shift, the timeline has bended so that you can see this and finally get closure on why you didn't choose certain things. The loop finally closes, and then you're able to walk forward lighter, because that burden's lifted, This is your confirmation that you did not miss your destiny. All you did was avoided a detour. If you feel yourself staring at a distorted echo of you, don't spiral out, don't overthink it, just understand that you are witnessing a closing door, one you no longer need anymore. The universe rerouted you to the destiny that you are meant to carry. This will confirm you, because you'll have a sense of freedom. It will lead you to the truth of who you are becoming. On August 21st, Mercury whispers in the dark. This is intuition versus interference, basically tearing open. Mercury rules the channel of the mind, communications, and messages. The conjunction of Mercury and the moon doesn't just speak, it's going to echo very loudly. So expect divine intervention around that time. Remember, the veil is very thin this whole week. This is a very spiritual and energetic week that is actually taking place. And I've already had a destined and fated event in the last, as of yesterday and leading into today. And I don't know what's going to happen for the rest of this week. That's why I'm putting this out, now for the week, in case something bad, things start happening even crazier. Expect the weirdness. Remember, we're still got other planets in retrograde. So some of us are, experiencing the effect of these planets. Okay. So anyways, so expect divine intervention on that day. On the 21st, please use discernment. You're going to hear one voice. One voice is going to be your soul or your higher self. And it's going to bring you peace, okay? The other voice you hear will bring you unease and confusion, even if it's going to promise you a shortcut, okay? Remember, peace brings alignment. Confusion takes you off your path, okay? It stops, it hinders you. It makes you start questioning, overthinking, and now you just distracted yourself to the path that you were meant to walk, right? So remember this as well. Silence is sometimes louder than whispers. Whatever is not settled by the 23rd will be spiritually frozen and blocked for the next several months. The new moon on the 23rd will not be a moon for the new beginnings. A lot of people like to think, oh, every new moon is a new beginning. Well, not this new moon, okay? So do not try to set intentions. It's not a moon for new beginnings. This moon is specifically for closing doors, locking it, and sealing it forever, okay? Well, for several months. I'm sure the timeline might bend again, maybe, if you're lucky, but depends on where you're at in your journey as well. This new moon on the 20th, the new moon is a door that's going to lock shut for many. This new moon is about finalization, closing out chapters for once and for all, for good. So, the choices you have been weighing heavily, the ties you have been considering, the choices you have not made, or maybe you were afraid to make. Basically, if you have not made a choice by now, by the 23rd, the universe will make that choice for you. You didn't want to make a decision? It will be decided for you. This is to force you to your path because you were taking too many detours that have been affecting others for far too long. Remember, even when you make a choice, you not only affect the ones around you, but you're also affecting the people you haven't even met yet and the people of your past. So, time's up on the new moon. Once this door is sealed, it will remain sealed and blocked for several months to come. So ask yourself, what deserves to remain in your orbit? So ask yourself that today. What do you want to keep and what do you want to let go of? Because if you don't decide, the universe is going to come in and do it for you. Make that choice, because on the 23rd, if you don't decide, the universe will decide it for you. So good luck with that. And on Tuesday the 19th, we're going to bring you back to Tuesday because today is Monday. On the 19th, going back to, hey, the chosen one, starseed, light workers, whatever you call yourselves. Some of you carry like a special gift, healing energy. Some, maybe you have a purpose. Maybe you're a truth speaker, or you're holding some type of light, or, you have a higher calling to serve others, because that's kind of where I'm at. The ones carrying a purpose, holding truth, light, or a higher calling to serve others will be shielded from those who want to dim or steal from you. These people will not be touched anymore. This week, our spiritual authority speaks louder than words. You don't need to fight, speak, or prove anything because the universe is doing it for you behind the scenes. Some might try to test you this week. They might try to throw rocks at you, call you names. They might poke at you. At the end of the day, don't say nothing. Silence will speak louder than your words, okay? Just let go and let God, because the universe has already got you shielded. Many of you already know where your path is. I do. I already know where I'm going. And, you know, the divine just keeps saying, just keep doing this, because you're helping larger groups of people that, you know, that you don't even know, right? I looked at myself very small, and I'm realizing the work that I've been doing, not only am I touching out into my community, but I am reaching out to people I've never even met. And this is people from India, you know, across the globe, to whatever's on YouTube world, TikTok, Facebook land, you know. So some might try to test you or poke at you, but just remember, look at their eyes, okay? Because many already know what is going to happen if they mess with you. They know that deep down. Many will be in regret, and that they will have to walk in the path of redemption starting this week. They will feel the humility for messing with you. They might have lied about you, maybe manipulated or tried to manipulate the situation, manipulate you, using copycat energy, like trying to steal your time, your energy, your money, maybe your friends, or, you know, people around you, your kids, things, your identity, or even simply just your energy, you know, or your destiny, you know, or a spouse or something. They will now have to walk in the path of redemption this week. And that started on the 18th as of today. And it's, that is going to be moving forward. When I say they are going to walk in the path of redemption, I started seeing that as of yesterday. So, you know, like I said, energy kind of moves and flows depending on where you're at on your path. I saw it yesterday. And the person that had to look at me in the face, he couldn't look at me in my face. He had to look down. And he was trying so hard to be really nice. And my kids were like, or my one child, he's my mini-me. He's my older kid. He looked at me and goes, "Why are you being so nice? Stop it." And I said, "I have to do the right thing." And he said, "I don't care. That person did, you know, did this. I mean, he was just naming. And I said, at the end of the day, I have to do the right thing. You know that. And if I were to lower myself and match his energy," I said, "I already forgive him because he didn't know any better. He's not emotionally mature. He's got a lot of growing up to do. And he might be manipulated, but I know he is kind of an abusive person as well. But the moment he had to be around me, I seen it in his eyes, the eyes of regret, you know. And when we would talk, just even how me and my kids interacted, you can see it in his face that he missed out on something, you know, that he's humiliated. And is he trying to make up for it? I do not know. I just know in my presence, he could not look at me in my eyes. And when a soul cannot look at another soul's eyes, because remember, your eyes are the windows to your soul. So because he could not see in my soul, that tells me I hold a higher light, and he couldn't look at me because he knows what he did wrong. He lied about me. He did a lot of things to me. And do I forgive him? Yes, I already forgave him. I set him free a long time ago. And I do it constantly when I do, let's say, if I get triggered, I make sure I always try to like, okay, I forgive you. You don't know any better. You might even have an entity attached to him. Who knows? You know, I've tried to send the spirit of, rebuke and cancel and send the spirit of, to him to repent. Sorry, the spirit of repentance to him, whatever. But like I said, at the end of the day, these people are now going to be walking the path of redemption. again, we all have Judases in our lives. And as most of us start leveling up, we're going to start maybe getting new Judases, right? New levels, different doubles. So the ones that while you are leveling up, because I am, now that you are leveling up, the ones that wronged you, that tried to keep you small, you passed the test by rising up and holding your truth, holding your power. I have to probably thank 2 people right now, because if it wasn't for them, I would not be physically right here right now, because being able to stand tall and say and speak these words, because in the past month or 2, I struggled with my path. I did not want to. I was carrying a heavy burden, and the more that the universe tried to put on me, I didn't want it. I tried to kind of reject it, let's say. And between my son and I guess we can call him my twin flame, they both kept saying, no, you need this. You need something constant in your life. You need some sort of stability. I think you need to keep doing this. Don't change, because I was going to quit my job and change my path. Nope, just keep doing it. And as of today, because I went through that struggle, now I see the bigger picture. They were pushing me towards, this bigger picture that I didn't want. I did see it, but I didn't want it because I didn't know if I felt worthy enough for it at the end of the day. And I was kind of trying to reject it, because by me accepting that path, I had to heal parts of myself, and I ended up doing that. So it was very hard for me to face it, but I did it. And here I am standing here today saying, listen, we now are rising up. We are leveling up. Why? We did the work. We did what we were told. The divine called us. We answered that phone, even if some of us struggled and didn't want to answer that phone. You did. You picked it up. I did. I picked it up. I didn't want to. I fought it. And the more I fought it, the more negative or more things didn't work out for me. And once I surrendered to it, forgave certain parts of myself, the past, whatever it was that was hindering me for taking that, going down that road, I am more now at peace and it's good. Life will always be life, and of course, so nobody's life is perfect. Again, people are still going to be throwing rocks behind my back. I'm still getting sabotages, but the ones that are sabotaging me right now, it actually doesn't bother me. It makes me giggle, because I'm like, all right, yeah, now I've got more work to do, which sucks, because I'm getting older now and I'm tired. I don't want to keep fighting these battles and but now I see why I have to do it, and who it's all affecting. And it's not just affecting the people around me. It's actually, it's going to affect the future people that, let's say, come into the community or that workplace, or, maybe there's somebody out there that wanted to, let's say, kill themselves, and whatever I spoke, maybe I spoke some light or said something that healed them, because I am a Reiki healer, so I have healing energies, maybe I am actually trying to help people get centered. And I do know that people do reach out to me, and, and I think sometimes I didn't even believe that in myself. So you're not alone, and we're all in this together, right? So let's begin. Let's get a quick reading to see what the energy brings. I still will put out little things here and there, but it's time to make that final decision, or it's going to be made for you. You might not like what the universe picks for you, because I didn't. I didn't, but I do now. Some of you might be getting married. Some of you might need to make a final decision about your marriage. Some of you might be getting married, and some of you are about to be entering into a new contract. Somebody right now is not traveling. They're not being in their truths. Somebody's married, they're not traveling. Why? Because they need to heal. And once they heal, you're going to have it all. I see that now. and you're going to be very happy. But this woman is not. So many of you that are on my path, you're going to be very happy, and you got a major wish fulfillment. This is the Ten of Pentacles. This is having it all. You just had to heal some parts of you, accept it, surrendered, let go and let God. Walk that path. You were chosen, and now you're going to be happy. But there is a person. This is the Empress in reverse. Let's see. What do we need to know about the Empress reverse? An Empress reverse is somebody who does not take care of the children. She was not a good mom. Oh, be careful. There's an Empress reverse out there that wants to reconcile. She wants to reconcile. Who does she want to reconcile with? Oh, she wants to reconcile with you. The one that's happy. The one that she can feel your energy. She wants to reconcile with you because she wants a wish fulfillment too. She wants your wish fulfillment. So be careful of that. But you don't even have to worry about it because you're already protected by the universe, and the universe is now telling people like this, yo, you've been underestimating this person long enough. So now she got to walk the path of redemption, the path of humility, just like all the disciples did. And once she reconciles, like again, she wants a wish fulfillment. She wants it from you. So you're going to have what would Jesus do moment this week. Again, come in your heart space. God gave us one thing to do. And if you don't do it, you're going to get your karma. If you are the Queen of Pentacles, say you're a woman that is all about the nature, you're a good businesswoman, you have someone that loves you very much. Could be a water sign, doesn't have to be. This could be any man that is in love. You could be a I was gonna say a Capricorn. If you're a Capricorn female out there, stand by, you got someone that loves you. This could be an earth sign energy. Like I said, it doesn't have to be. It could be just a good businesswoman. Somebody loves you very much. This woman probably tried to steal or get in the middle. Again, the Empress in reverse is a woman who's usually not a good mother. So, and this guy has someone bitter and another female energy that is bitter and jealous of this. She knows you're in love with this person or someone else, and she's kind of like jealous, insecure. She's been trying to manipulate you, come in between. So both parties had some sort of spirit. This is, to me, karmic contracts. It's karmic. It could be a family member that got in between you and another person. Anyways, what's going to happen? What do we need? Why are we talking about this? What do we need to know? Yeah, this person didn't want something to end. She wants to keep attached to you because she knows you love someone else. And because she's not happy with herself or life, she doesn't want to end. She doesn't want you running to this other person. She wants to keep you because she's probably a guilt tripper. Again, it could be a family member or somebody around you, but she doesn't want it. She doesn't want it to end because you hold a higher calling as well. And maybe she steals your energy from you. Something that she doesn't want to end because she's benefiting off of you. Now let's move forward. Yeah, the universe is releasing this and going to block her. If you are the King of Pentacles, you are being blocked from this this type of energy. You know, a person that tried to manipulate you, someone who doesn't love you, who probably guilt trips you, you are also going to be blocked from that energy. Why? Because you're in your upright position. Time's up. Anyways, this could be earth sign energy. Doesn't have to be. It could be a man that's wealthy, has money. You are being blocked as well, but you are going to get a very stable offer. You're going to start in having a new stable, firm foundation. You also have something to offer to a younger woman, usually. Beautiful, charisma, you know, got some spark to her. She's creative. Anyways, you are going to be offering some sort of stability to this person because you have now walked away from energies of lies, manipulation, guilt tripping, because you had to free yourself from that. It's time for you to live your own life without the opinions of others. Who cares what people think? People gonna be hating all the time. You can't please everyone. You weren't meant to. You were meant to stir up the dark. You know, you were here to break limited beliefs that hold people back. You know, you're a generational curse breaker. Anyways, when you come in and offer this stability to this girl, she has something loving and kind to say to you. Maybe you guys are gonna have a really loving and kind communication that will be healing to each other. Let's move forward. Oh, you guys are gonna be talking about the past battles that were held. Maybe you held a past battle of this person and you guys didn't get to start a new beginning, but you guys will be able to talk about it in a loving way that will be healing to the both of you. Right now, somebody is digging deeper or coming up with a plan. Try to move forward to maybe a loving union. Yeah. Someone was digging deeper, why they had to reminisce about the past. The universe is guiding them. Yes, they were wearing a mask and the mask fell off. Truths are already out. I already feel that. Yep. Again, someone's coming in. They're coming up with a plan. This is air sign energy. Does not have to be, but this is going to be a true speaker. There is a male that is going to come in and tell you the truth. Yeah, you know what? He's going to clear his name and clear your name, but he was judging you. Why? Because you're all by yourself. You got your shit together, and he's coming in to tell you some truth. If you are the Nine of Pentacles energy, you're all by yourself, but you got your shit together, this person is going to be very loyal to you. And that's what you did not see coming. You thought all this time that maybe he's been judging you and not being loyal to you, but there's something you did not see coming, and it's going to be like, oh, you thought this person was actually against you, but he might have been defending your name behind the scenes. Maybe he lied or maybe said something bad about you behind the scenes. Again, I do got that he was judging you. Why? Because there's something in you that he did not have at the time, but now he has it. He had to find himself. He had to find his own truth. Now he's coming in to be truthful and honest with you, and what you didn't see coming is he was loyal to you the whole time. And that he also walked away from the past. Why? Because it was divinely guided. He is now listening to his intuition and following the divine guidance. So there's going to be some divine intervention coming in. If you are a fire sign and you are in your ego, you will have a new beginning, but you got to stop fighting. Stop fighting with yourself. Stop fighting with the people around you. The energy. I'm getting energy. Stop fighting the energy. It's time to surrender and allow. You need to have an ego death, or you probably will be this week. And the reason, let's say if you are like abusive in your power or narcissistic or an abusive person, maybe you're just a straight up asshole. I mean, I hate to say it, but when I see the King of Wands, it's usually a fire sign or someone who is kind of like an a-hole. You are going to have a new beginning, and you're not going to, you don't even need to fight. All the battles that you stirred up, it was a fight. These fights should have never have happened. They should have never have happened. Did you make them up? Did you lie? Did you just want attention? But I feel like you're about to have an ego death, and you're going to have to walk that path of redemption. And your soul's not going to be able to rest until you do. and you are going to start losing money because it's a karmic debt that you have to pay back. I also get maybe you stole some money or you took something that did not belong to you, but you did it out of greed or hate, anger, jealousy, envy. Again, something was missing in you, but you saw something or someone that you thought, maybe you thought this person, like was like, everything always happens good to her, to that person. I wanted to say her, so maybe it's a female. But you took something that didn't belong to you and now you gotta pay it back. This is all about contracts, marriages, but you are going to lose money. Why? It was all part of the contract. Maybe you're married, or maybe you got in between a marriage. I don't know. Whatever it was, it is destined and fated, but it's definitely a soul contract type of thing. It's karmic, and basically a lot of you fire signs or any males that were acting in their egos or abusive in your power, you have a karmic debt to pay this week, and you will be paying it. And it also not only will come from, and don't fight the energy because you're just going to make it worse, but you will have a new beginning, but you have to lose something before you can have that new beginning. Many of you just need to either forgive someone for a wrongdoing or forgive yourself. But what's destined and fated this week? The act of forgiveness. Exactly what Jesus did when he had his Judas around him. How many times did he forgive the disciples that didn't, that followed him, but then screwed him over, What's funny is he knew that they were going to do it, but he still had to let them do it. That's hard to do. I have failed that test a few times. And I'll tell you what, when you try to stop someone from being, let's say, a Judas, they attack you more. And you get, I had to pay a karmic price in that. And they got real abusive. I've even had one guy put his hands on me because he freaked out that much. So definitely be very cautious. Here's what a lot of you don't see coming. You got two choices to make. And a lot of you want to return back to companionship and financial stability, or return back to the one that you truly love. So tick-tock, make that choice. And if you're an emperor, it's time for you to start doing the right thing. Maybe you had to grow up, but whatever it is, if you do return to someone that you truly love, you better come back in as an emperor. And I know you did not see that coming, but an emperor does the right thing for everyone involved. An emperor is not selfish. The emperor has clarity, and he's coming in and he's bringing in balance. Why? He had to take action and release himself from something. Maybe that's why, if you are in a relationship with someone and maybe they haven't been talking to you for a while, maybe that relationship went on pause. He had to go and be an emperor. He had to go get some clarity, maybe from his past. He had to release himself from you and go take action. And when he did, all the secrets came out. I'm telling you, when it comes to truths being revealed, especially if you kind of had the rose-colored glasses on, remember Neptune retrograde, right? Neptune brings in the rose-colored glasses, so illusions. And once those come up, you're like, oh my God, I've been living a nightmare for this long. Yeah, you probably have. Or feel like you're living a lie. Anyways, now he knows that all the truths came out. He broke the karmic contract, but there is still something he does not know. What does he not know? If you are an emperor, emperors are typically older men. Why? Because they're wiser. They had a lot of life experience. And some of them might even be, they don't have to be older, but maybe some of them might be carrying, what do I always say? They usually wear a uniform, some type, usually a father figure. Maybe one had a daddy issue for some reason. I wanted to say daddy. I don't know why. I never use that word. I think that word is just so weird. But now this emperor has truth and clarity because he did not know that this person, this is the Queen of Swords. He didn't know she was truthful and honest. and that she was fighting battles or in a spiritual warfare maybe. But she's going to get a message. She's turning into a butterfly. She's probably turning into an empress. But she's been fighting. She's been telling the truth all by herself. She hasn't had any help. He did not help her. He was supposed to. Maybe he was destined and fated to help her. But right now what he doesn't know is that this person still does not have any help. Could be an air sign, doesn't have to be. It's just a woman out here fighting battles all by herself. She got a sword. She's standing up, trying to speak the truth. You know, she's looking for a brighter day. And help. Sorry, it was supposed to be in reverse. She didn't have nobody helping her. And nobody lives with her. So it's basically the Nine of Pentacles energy. But just so you know, if you are this person, air sign energy doesn't have to be just, you know, you will not hit rock bottom. You are recovering from a rock bottom. You're leveling up and rising. Yeah. And you're ending, basically what happened is that I think last week sometime, I feel like you closed out a cycle. You didn't, actually what happened was you were being so truthful and honest and so busy fighting battles. You never caused an injustice to anyone, and people now are going to see that. This Emperor now has clarity that you didn't do anything wrong to this person, and he released himself from you, and you didn't even do anything wrong. But you will recover from a major betrayal. Because you had to speak your truth, you've had to recover from a major betrayal. And you're not going to hit rock bottom. Maybe you're starting to level up right now. So just keep moving forward, okay? Especially you females out there that are by yourself. You know, just align with it and let the energy be a human being and not a human doing. Don't go chasing it. Allow things to come to you naturally. Somebody's been digging deeper, maybe soul searching. This is also the type of energy of somebody was way too busy like obsessing or being all upset about what they lost. When the universe, you were supposed to be someone's blessing, but because they were so worried about all the things that they lost and so focused on their path, they were not able to turn around and look at you and be like, oh my God, you're exactly everything that I wished for. But they did sever their ties. The truth did come out. And Queen of Swords, Emperors, you did do the right thing by severing ties and to your past. And a lot of you Queen of Swords energy, if you resonate with that card, you have also severed ties with the past. And because you guys both did sever ties with the past, you guys are going to be working together. You planted a seed with someone. Now that you guys did the work and ties are severed, you will be able to work together. You have that inner knowing. You already knew that. But what did you have to cut out? Lies, manipulation, abuse. And there will be written communication coming on that. Probably a form of text message, email. Just be very cautious, because a lot of people are going to be losing something this week that they cannot get back. It was written in the stars this week. All of us will be losing something that you will not be able to get back. And the universe will show you why you are not allowed to have that back. And you are going to feel lighter and better and have a more sense of freedom so that you can move forward and have a loving face-to-face talk with somebody. That's the path of, someone's going to come in, the path of, somebody was a chosen one, and someone has to come in as the path, in the path of redemption. It was on the soul contract. These two are either soulmates. This is a divine partnership having a loving conversation. But they both had to lose something they couldn't get back so that they both can come back into union. And someone else is going to be struggling over this because they made a bad choice and they are going to get their negative karma. They have been judged and they are going to have to pay out some money. Also, when this face-to-face talk happens, somebody is coming in offering a gift. Could be offering money, sharing wealth. But many of you that are coming into wealth already know you have to share the wealth. And somebody is coming in to make good because they did not help you. If they did not help you, they are seeing the karma, and now they're coming in saying, hey, I fucked up. I'm sorry. Let me help you. What do you need? And some of you might need to help a child, but they will be apologizing. This is regret. Somebody needs to help a child out. Maybe they need to start giving their children some money. Why? The children were not protected. Someone was not protecting their own kids. And they probably have some regret and they're like, hey, I'll help you out. What do you need? The children, though, somebody's child, will be getting some bad news. But it completed a cycle. Or someone's child is going to give a parent some bad news. Why? They are ending a cycle. They completed it. This child is living its own life. The bad news is it's over and there's nothing you can do about it. Cycle is closed. Why? The child or children knew about the injustice and they're ready to celebrate. They want a new beginning. They know about the gossip, lies, and slander. And their priority was God. Remember, children usually, typically are God's soldiers. Their priority is justice. God stepped in and intervened. And that's why that child is not brokenhearted and will not, and doesn't even want to, or doesn't even need to communicate, because God said, you don't even need to communicate this. The other person didn't know, but that person it seems like that person, all they cared about was work, and they didn't care about the people around them. A lot of people don't know that there is a family that might be very happy that they're not putting any work and effort into somebody. Why? Because that person is kind of like all about work. Maybe they, if you're a person that all you cared about, you put your work first, but your family's second, or you didn't prioritize your life properly, let's say that. There is a family that's kind of happy that you didn't, because they didn't really want to deal with you anyways, and they do not want to put any work and effort into you. So someone might be waking up to that. Somebody is going to have a happy family because they need to walk away from their job. There is somebody that's not putting work and effort into something right now, but once they walk away from their job, they are going to have the 10 of Cups. This is happy life. This is having emotional fulfillment. It's the 10 of Cups. It's having it all. So a lot of you already know what you are meant to do. You just got to be truthful and honest with yourself and actually step into it. And it was very hard for me to step into what I knew I had to do. And I struggled with it. But once I did it, and now that I'm riding the path, oh, it feels so much greater. The only thing right now is I'm a little tired because we had a family emergency. But a period of, now that I have stepped into my path, now I'm walking into, and many of you are going to be walking into it this week, a period of prosperity and abundance. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude this week, especially against the dark forces. You are protected from negative forces beyond your control this week. The universe wanted you to know that. And many of you might have some big major announcement. So I can't wait. Just be cautious. Again, use discernment. Some people might be accusing you of something behind your back. You're always going to have that. Remember, you walk in, if you are a person that walks in your truth or with the divine, don't worry about that. That'll be backfire energy immediately this week. And some of you might be feeling something that is lacking in your life. It could be love, money, or goals. Remember, something has to, this week, a lot of us might lose something we're not supposed to ever have back. So again, consider this the week of finalization. So yeah, you might lack that, you know what, I've got all these goals going on and I'm doing in the path, but what am I lacking? You know, maybe it's money, maybe it's love. Maybe you're a person that doesn't have any goals because you don't know who you are. Hold on a second. Something slid away. So fair warning, because something slid across my floor, be careful of you don't want to miss your opportunities. Maybe somebody kicked somebody to the curb. Anyways, Beetle, good fortune awaits us. So far, so good. I feel like this is really good energy this week. Let's get an advice card. This has already been a long reading, so sorry about that. But let's get an advice card. What do we need for advice for this week? Someone might pop out of nowhere. Something might pop up. Resolutions. Whatever it is that you've been struggling with is about to be resolved. Remember that resolutions don't always happen in the way that we hope or want, but being able to move forward and start fresh always brings relief. So a resolution might come this week, and you're also being told it's time to create something. You're being asked to connect with your creative side in whatever way feels best. This part of you needs some extra attention this week, and it needs to be expressed in a bigger way. Because the energy is saying, hey, it's time to show your uniqueness. Let's go to the dice for a second. I'll try to make it quick. Just want to grab a few. Somebody's going to get a letter in the mail. Someone's got a message or an important letter. A fire sign's mask fell off, and his foundation is going to tumble now. Ooh, that's karmic. The police will not be involved if anybody needs to know that. The act is over. Spiral. Something about the spiral is significant. Something's coming back around so that you can get a different perspective. That happened to me already. And it's probably going to happen more this week. Someone's going to be healing a broken heart because they're going to travel and they're going to be speaking some truth. We're getting a repeat. And they're not going to stop this time. Okay? Someone's not dancing. Someone doesn't want to move. The person that built a wall isn't going anywhere. He or she is not even having fun. They don't even like themselves, so don't even worry about it. Something about a soul contract. You made an agreement. And it's time for you to move that way. Some people are going to be traveling in a car or a plane. Somebody's actually going to be moving into a new house. And then they're going to have a really good, once they move into this new house, you're going to have a really good, bright idea. And somebody is trying to come up with a plan to be able to move in with someone. Right now, they can't travel at the time right now, but they're trying to plan it because they want to talk, have a face-to-face talk. They do plan. Someone's getting their flowers this week. Someone is no longer being a sheep and is ready to dig him. Basically, someone grew up, they're ready to not be a sheep anymore. They don't want to follow the crowd. And because they dug themselves in a hole and they're trying to get out of it right now. Someone's going to get a divorce. The elephant, the Adam and Eve is significant. The totem animal of the elephant is significant. Maybe India will be significant this week. Someone is going to be very, very happy, but the only problem is that they were not educated about, let's say, dark entities or the spiritual, something spiritual. They were not. Justice is coming in at this time. And right now, somebody is getting ready to move, like they're packing up now, like going through things. They're coming up with a plan. and you don't see this coming. This person might be moving in silence at this time. Why? Because he's bringing in justice and balance. A lot of people might have their eyes on you because they're curious about you because you're moving in silence at this time. Somebody needs to get some rest because somebody's not sleeping because they know where their happiness lies and it was part of their soul contract, but they do need to make an agreement or some sort of resolution. They are coming with gifts. This is a blessing and it is bringing happiness. Something about Egypt and RH negative blood. I have RH negative blood, by the way. And I heard that it did not come from Egypt, just so you all know. Somebody's not getting any rest. Somebody's being haunted by a ghost. The ghost of Christmas past. I don't know why I just said that. Someone is stubborn as a bull. That's why they're being haunted. If you want to go to Arizona or a desert, something about a desert, like let's say you want to travel to a desert, the answer is no at this time. Somebody also is being silenced. They have something to say. My throat just closed up. Somebody wants to speak some sort of truth. Maybe they want to apologize, but right now my throat's closing up. They're being silenced at this time. Somebody is silencing them or they're silencing themselves. They do have a gift to bring. Something about Washington, D.C. is very significant. Yes, maybe they're being silent because they are moving. Someone is going to be offering love and empathy. You need to offer love and empathy. The lonely days are over. You completed a cycle. Because you are so loving and maybe you offer empathy, it comes natural, you're a healer. Someone walked away from you and now they feel lonely because you were the one that carried that energy. You made them feel good. Now they're being haunted because your energy is no longer a part, like, of them. You took your energy away from someone, now they're being haunted and they feel very lonely. Someone found their penguin and they're very happy and optimistic, and they also have a message to give to their penguin. If this is you, the divine is saying, come on, thumbs up, do it. Someone's child is not moving forward. Why? Because they are insecure. They don't feel safe. And they are around a greedy person. This is a family curse that was placed upon them. Something from their native, if you are, maybe you have a Native American background. Something about the color turquoise. Maybe you need to give your child that turquoise, like a turquoise necklace, bracelet or something, so they can break free from this greedy, could be a parent, person. The spirit of greed is around that child. That's why that child can't move forward. Someone's being very arrogant and they don't even have the money. That's funny. Someone is going to be getting, the answer is no. You might be getting a lot of no answers this week because some of you might be trying to move forward, but you have to close out some stuff before you move forward. So a lot of you might be getting no answers, or you need to learn how to say no. A lot of you are going to be anchoring in on something because you no longer have any questions. You have the answers. You're moving forward. You will be rewarded. The person that stole your identity, you will be getting your identity back. They do have a major price to pay. Something about the year of the dragon. Maybe that's last year was the year of the dragon. Or if you're the zodiac sign of the dragon, Chinese zodiac sign, something about your identity. Be careful of fraud. Check your credit reports. Yeah. You might get something in the mail. The number 9 is significant this week, so almost completing a cycle. 10 is completion. 9s are all about completion. Like, you're just right there. I I just got just now, somebody is going to jail for identity theft. There will be no question about it. You're going to see somebody's fall. Be careful that someone doesn't fall. The masks fell off. Penguins and bears and elephants are significant. I got 2 times. Someone is trying to dig themselves out of a hole. All right, well, that's all I got. Let's get rid of something and then we'll end this beautiful reading. What do we need to get rid of? What do we need to get rid of? I got stubborn energy around me, so somebody doesn't like change. Ooh, these are really good. Ready? I got 2. You want to stop and probably zoom in. All childhood traumas and unhealed wounds are now cleared from my energy in spirit and in flesh. All childhood traumas and unhealed wounds are now cleared and destroyed from my energy in spirit and in flesh. I did pick up on the Jezebel spirit earlier today. I just didn't want to say anything, especially when I saw like just 2 of the females in the tarot cards in reverse. All sexual, physical, emotional, and spiritual cord attachments to all past sexual partners, both consensual and non-consensual, and the Jezebel spirit attached to those encounters are now destroyed in spirit and in flesh. All sexual, physical, emotional, and spiritual cord attachments to all past sexual partners, both consensual and non-consensual, and the Jezebel spirit attached to all of those encounters are now cleared and destroyed from my energy in spirit and in flesh. And we send you all the spirit of repentance in Jesus' name. All right, let's end this beautiful reading and get on with our lives. Happy Monday, y'all. Enjoy your day and stay safe, and please drink plenty of water. I'm gonna not take those cards. Something about the truth is coming out and someone is freeing themselves from oppression that had to been said. You know, for the longest time when I moved out here, I didn't feel like this is where I was supposed to be. And I think I fought that. Like, part of me didn't want to be here, I'll be honest with you. And the longer that I'm now here, I'm realizing this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. So I'm definitely now finally in alignment. Because now it's all about communities and unity. And I think sometimes, you know, it's almost like you speak these words, but do I really believe them? I do now. Do I believe myself? You know, I think I might have questioned myself too much. And then as I'm living it and speaking it, it's like, wow, this is really true. Interconnectedness, something about someone is not going to die. Someone might be thinking that someone's going to die. They are not going to die. There might be just a scare or a wake-up call. And there's usually a reason. Sometimes when, let's say a family situation, because this just happened to me, when someone like almost dies and it causes like, oh my God, we are like living today in gratitude because like, I'll just come out and say it. I had it, my younger son was rushed to the hospital by an ambulance. Honestly, I think all of us thought, holy crap, we're gonna lose him. No, he was fine. Little out of it, but he was perfectly fine. And today we are just all living in gratitude, trying to find answers and waiting for the alignments, right? So anyways, God is good today. Definitely puts in perspective what's important and what's not. Anyways, interconnectedness. See that flower? That flower is an ancient symbol. And it also, it's how life is all interconnected, but how your battles are all interconnected. Many people are actually getting tattoos right now, let's say, of this flower to show the struggle and the interconnectedness of why they are in peace, why they are whole, and why they are one. Because all the battles, everything that happens in life, the interconnectedness is about, it's a self journey. It's all about self mastery, right? Anyways, this symbol is the circle of life. It's a universal symbol that represents a cyclical nature of existence. It encompasses all living beings, from the smallest microorganism to the vast cosmos. Everything is interconnected and a part of a larger whole. The picture highlights the natural balance, and we gain insight into our own lives and develop a deeper understanding of our purpose within the universe. Many view this picture as a sacred symbol embodying the interconnectedness of all things. By embracing this concept, we cultivate a greater sense of compassion and respect for the world around us, ourselves, and each other. The card asks for you to practice mindful meditation by sitting in stillness, allowing thoughts of birth, growth, decline, and rebirth to arise and pass away naturally, to gain a deeper connection with the natural world and fostering in a sense of interconnectedness. Journaling and nature walks are also ways you can see the various stages of the cycle of life around you. Notice how each organism contributes to the overall health and balance of the ecosystem. I'm having a hard time talking my words. Rebuke and cancel, please, in the mighty name. Embrace change, celebrate your milestones, and express gratitude. Expressing gratitude for all aspects of existence will help bring in a sense of appreciation and contentment, even in the world around you. Remember, each stage of life holds a significance of growth and transformation. And by doing so, you'll be well on your way to living a fulfilling, meaningful life rooted in wisdom in the circle of life. Also, I was thinking about something. Because I was in that situation, it made me think of something. Like, I was praying so hard, because I didn't want to lose my son or something, or losing a family member. That's so hard, right? You don't want to. So I was praying so hard not to. And then I sat and thought about it for a minute. And I was like, I live this divine path. That is I kind of got weird with myself thinking, that is very selfish of me that I would not want, let's say another human being to be released back to God, to go home, because that's our home. This is not our home. Earth is not our home. Being in the spirit world is our home. That's our natural form. We are renting these bodies. We are just a vessel, and when someone gets traumatized, our souls leave our vessel. We become an empty vessel, and that's when the dark forces come to us. So as I was sitting here thinking that, I was like, oh my God, that's so kind of selfish of me that I would want to keep somebody here on earth when they were meant to go home. So it's just another way of looking at life and death. And like I said, I think we all think about things like that. We just never say them out loud. So I hope nobody's getting weird about what I'm saying. It's just, it just goes with the whole circle of life thing. We come down here. We're not meant to stay. We all are going to die. And this is the symbol of it, the circle of life. So today we live in gratitude. We are highly blessed and favored today, and everything is going to be okay. Even in my little family, it's only the three of us, but all the right people, the community, whatever, everyone got together, and it was just amazing. So right time, right place. And at the end of the day, everyone's happy. So yay. And I think as we keep opening ourselves up to receiving, you're going to see more of the greatness of life, right? Again, the circle of life. So a lot of us, in the last couple days, I've been thinking about the circle of life and death. So that's just where I'm at. I'm not trying to be weird or, I know when people do talk about it, everyone's like hush on it, because for some reason in our culture, we don't talk about death enough when it's completely natural. We're only here for a limited amount of time. So embrace the present moment. And this week, the veil is thin. So Be open to receiving this divine intervention. And remember, this week is all about finalization and closing out chapters for good. Good luck out there and be safe. And until we meet again, namaste.